age 31, 300 pounds, fat, swollen, and crushing the carbs. That's what he says. And then he posts a picture of himself now at age 56, 250 pounds, lean, fit, and carnivore. But when it comes to storytelling, a great example of this, someone who used to be probably by BMI standards obese, but is now in great shape, Dr. Shawn Baker, who is a sort of internet famous celebrity physician, I guess you would call him at this point. I believe he was an orthopod powerlifter at one point. And this is something that he posted on his Instagram or Twitter, I believe. So age 31, 300 pounds, fat, swollen, and crushing the carbs. That's what he says. And then he posts a picture of himself now at age 56, 250 pounds, lean, fit, and carnivore. So it's hard to argue that he didn't improve his health, but carnivore is not the only route to improving your health. And that's where someone's individual story kind of gets presented as the only solution. You see this in people that do keto or people that go low fat, carnivore being another example. There's many paths to the same end.
Yeah, my takeaway from this is that you should find a dietary strategy where you shouldn't over-consume calories, and you should consistently exercise for many decades, and you can preserve health into older age.
Yeah, and this is also interesting, kind of a side note, but we've talked about, he has published a calcium score of his that was 0, and I think attributed that to the carnivore diet, but I would say that it is 0, like, in spite of that. Yeah. Because if you look at his previous metabolic health picture, that doesn't seem conducive to not developing any coronary atherosclerosis. I don't believe he's done a CCTA at this point. Yeah. But it points to maybe there's some sort of, genetic luck or protective effect, or just the results of never not exercising that have been relatively good to his coronaries as far as we know.
Yeah, he's an MD, so he is a medical doctor, and he's probably familiar with the difference between calcified plaque and uncalcified plaque. Uncalcified plaque is more likely to be unstable plaque of very low density. So he should probably, if I was in his shoes, I would type in clearlyhealth.com, clearly spelled with 2 E's, and find a location where I can get a coronary angiography and see if I have any unstable plaque or uncalcified plaque that would be invisible on a calcium score. I believe it's Dr. Agustin, who was who invented the scoring method for calcium scoring, has spoken about this multiple times and how they can be used in concert. So that's a good thing to think about. The other thing that I think about when I see him is it's interesting to see how his hair growth patterns have changed over time as well.
Yeah, it's interesting that the chest hair disappeared. So I don't know if it's that there's a correlation with people who happen to be at a leaner body fat percentage and then they get rid of the body hair to better showcase the musculature, or if it just fell out from too many birthdays.
Yeah, or low testosterone, low hormone profile. You can be extremely fit and still perform well athletically with low normal testosterone. You might not feel quite the same as you would with higher testosterone, but you can still perform well in some areas.
Yeah, absolutely.